What's up, my internet friends? It's another Wednesday, another walk and talk. Thank you for tuning in this week, and obviously, as you can tell by the intro, this is going to be another rained-in walk and talk. It's raining this morning, and honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way today, because apparently I must have slept on my back or my arm or something funny, because I'm kind of in a lot of discomfort right now. I can't raise this arm like to a certain point, and then I get a shooting pain that comes from my joint here all the way down to the middle of my back, and it just really hurts and is discomforting. So I'm kind of glad I get to do it inside. As you can tell, you're on a tripod because of that same reason. So I hope you guys don't mind it being like this for this week. Hopefully this will go away soon. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in for this week's walk and talk. I got a couple updates for you. Like, there's the latest vlog, the challenge I did last week. There's possibly a new challenge this week, and we got a new tenant in the box of awesome again. So stick around to the end of the video and we shall get to all of that. But first, we have to get to your answers to last week's question. Last week's question being, what is the best prank that you've ever played on someone or someone has ever played on you? And these are some of the best answers that I caught out of the comments. Alright, Jess putting a Snickers bar in a friend's pants while he slept. Always a good one. Benny Nen said a prank that was played on him was MZB uploaded a video telling him to subscribe to BelieveInFate. Ouch. Okay, anyways, the next one comes from Luigi's Mafia, and he did the whole frog dissection prank where he put the frog's head in a friend's binder. Always a classic. Gotta love the creative one, so good one on you, Lewis. And the last one comes from the Ghost of Sabotage with the always good chili in someone's food, in this case soup. So thank you guys for submitting your pranks. It's giving me some good ideas for future things I could do to some people, and we shall see which one of you becomes the tenant for this week in the box of awesome. So let's go ahead and answer some questions, and we'll see which one of you got it. One other good thing about recording this at home is I get to drink. I know, this isn't beer, it's balls. One of my favorite energy drinks, but here's the first question, and before I answer it, I want to say sorry to this person because they actually asked this for the last walk and talk. I don't know how, but I completely overlooked it, so I'm sorry that I missed your question, but I'm gonna go ahead and answer it now. But the question comes from Don't Know What to Do, and the question is, what advice would you give to a person who wants to scream, but at the same time doesn't want to say a word? Pretty serious stuff there, and I hate to sound sort of insensitive when I say this, because I know it's easier said than done, but say something. And my phone agrees with me. No, but seriously, when you feel like you want to say something and you bottle it in, it's just gonna get harder and harder to say the longer it takes for you to actually come out with it. If you don't say anything, no one's gonna know what's wrong. That's why I always tell my friends and anyone that's near me, if there's something wrong, don't hesitate to tell me if you need help with something. I don't care if you have pride or what have you, nothing's gonna get fixed if you don't say anything. If you need help with something, or if there's something you need from me, I can't do anything to fix it unless you tell me what's wrong. If I don't know what's going on, or if whoever it is that could help you doesn't know what's going on, how do you expect to be helped? So I don't know what's going on with why you want to scream. I don't know what the situation is. Maybe it's a kind of situation where you do want to say something really bad, but maybe you're in a position where you can't. But even in that situation, it's a good idea to try and hint towards something, or try talking a little bit. Maybe not throw your point out there right away, but say something. Bottling things in is never really good. Find a means of letting this person or the situation, what's going on, letting somebody know that can help you, or some way that you can get it off your chest, whatever the thing may be. So that's what I would have to say. Never bottle anything inside. If you have a problem with somebody, or if you have a problem period and you just need someone to talk to, go ahead and let it out. Don't bottle it in. Don't be vague about it. Just let it out. That's the best thing that I could tell you. And again, I know sometimes things like that are easier said than done. It's easier to say, go and say something, but I don't know what the situation is. Bottom line, the situation can't get fixed if you don't do anything to help fix it. Or if it's a problem with another person, that person can't help solve the problem if they don't know there is a problem to begin with. So there you go. There is my answer. Thank you very much for that, and I hope it helped. If you have any other questions similar, if you want any other advice, go ahead and leave it in the comments. And again, I'm sorry I missed it last time, but I'll be sure to keep a lookout for any more questions that you might have, okay? So thank you very much for that question, and we move on to the next one, and it comes from my friend Danny, and she asked, if you could spend one day with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be, what would you do, and why? Well, I already met Kevin Smith. I would love to spend a day with Kevin Smith and just talk, just talk movies, talk about how he's come from, Clerks all the way till now, Red State. But actually, when I think about it, you know, I've already met Kevin Smith, talked to him for a little bit. I would probably have to choose George Carlin. The reason why is because I agree with a lot of his philosophies. I agree with a lot of things he said. He sounds like somebody I would just love to sit down and talk to, and that's what we would do. I would just want to sit down and talk to him about things, ask his opinion on things, especially now, especially what's going on in the world now. I would love to just sit down with him and ask his opinion on where he thinks the world is going to be, or what's going to happen, and what he thinks of things that are going now. That would be who I would want to spend one day with, and that's what we do, just talk. You know, I don't see us doing anything huge or whatever, just sitting down and talking, and just soak up as much as I could from him, because he's somebody that I really looked up to with regards to, you know, his opinions and his views on things. Even though people looked at him as like a stand-up comedian, he made a lot of good points and he believed in everything that he said. There you go. George Carlin is my answer. Ow. And thank you, Danny, for that question. We shall move on to the next one, and it comes from Alright Jess. Thank you, Jess. And she asked, if you could throw a pie in 5 YouTubers' faces, who would they be? Well, Jess, I think the first one would have to be Shay Carl. And when I hear throwing pies, I don't mean like, oh, I don't like you and throw a pie in their face. I mean, just for fun, I would like to throw a pie in Shay Carl's face. I know Charles Trippy already did that once in a vlog, so I know Shay Carl would appreciate a good pie in the face. Probably your friend Joe, because of the challenge he gave me recently. Well, who else? Let's see. Freddie Wong, I think he could appreciate a good pie to the face. DC Joe probably would also enjoy a good pie to the face. Caters17, the vlogger, she would probably enjoy a good pie to the face. I have to put a girl in there. But thank you, Jess, for that question. And we move on to the next one, and it comes from Benny Nen, and he asked, if you were a famous musician or were in a famous band, what genre of music would you play? And I think I'd have to go with alternative. I really like alternative music. There's a lot of alternative songs that can easily be converted to acoustic versions, so that'd be most likely it. Anything that has to do with a guitar, you know, I would be in. I wouldn't really go so far as to rock or anything like that. Even though I do enjoy rock, I mean, my range for music that I like is really, really wide, although I can't stand poppy stuff as much, like JB or Friday. God, that is just horrible stuff. But anyways, there's a lot of things I don't classify as music, especially these days with synthesizers and whatnot. I have to give a lot of props to bands that still play actual instruments and are still in the studio with their actual instruments when they record, and that's the kind of band that I would be in. An alternative band that plays live instruments, can play live without having to use, you know, synthesizers or digital music or anything. I do enjoy live instruments in my music, so there you go. That's the kind of genre I would be in. But anyways, thank you for the question, and we move on to the next one. It comes from The Ghost of Sabotage, and he asked me quite a long question, and I don't know if I even wrote this down, so I'm just basically gonna summarize it, but you can read the comment when I pull it up here. You're running down a darkened hallway, and there are weird noises following you. You come across 2 doors that say that they are the way out. Behind one door comes a weird smell, and behind the other door there's scratching noises. Which one do you choose? That was quite the question, but I like these kinds of things. I like the scenario questions, so thank you for giving me another one. Well, I'd analyze the situation. Okay, there's something following me, there's 2 doors in front of me, they both are saying this is the way out. I'd have to decipher which one would be better to go through, the one that has the weird smell or the one that has noises. And my first thought when I smell this smell coming from this one door, if it smells like a dead body, I probably don't want to go in there. The one with scratching behind it, depends on the kind of scratching. If it's like, you know, just then maybe it's something I could work with. Maybe it's a rat, I don't know, whatever. I'd probably go out that door. But if it's like bear claw scratching, I'll take my chances with the other door. I'd have to weigh my options. If it was just light scratching on that door, I'd probably go through the door with the scratching instead of the door with a weird smell. Because if it smelled like death, you want to kind of run away from that sort of stuff. You want to run away from the dead bodies, because if there's a dead body there, you don't want to join them. So that's my logic anyways. But thank you for the scenario question this week. If any of you other guys have any similar kind of scenario questions, go ahead and ask me. I do enjoy those, but I also like the regular questions as well. So thank you for the question this week, and we move on to the next one. Ow. And it comes from Red Monsterification, and he asked, if you had to fight Freddy Krueger or the clown from It, which would you choose? Okay, I would probably have to go with the clown from It. Clowns, they creep me out. They don't scare me. I know they scare Tiffany, and they scare a lot of other people, but they don't scare me. They kind of just creep me out a little bit. Kind of get me nervous. But I'd have to choose the clown, because if I were to fight Freddy Krueger, obviously I'd have to be in his world, which is the dream world, and he can make anything happen. Excuse me. Anyways, yeah, Freddy Krueger, Dream World, I don't think so. I would probably lose that battle. But the clown from It, I think I might have a better chance with that thing than Freddy Krueger, because he can just Dream World, anything is possible. It's just like the Matrix, except not. Okay, anyways, I'm rambling on here. But yeah, I'd choose the clown from It, definitely. And thank you for that question. We move on to the next one, and it comes from Slideshows Forever, and he asked, if you came across a ghost town, what goes through your mind? First thing that comes through my mind when I see a ghost town is, why it became a ghost town. And the second thing would be, is this place haunted? And then I'd go exploring. Like, that's what I would think. I'd probably take a lot of pictures, because there's a lot of photos that I've seen that there's so much beauty in the emptiness. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but it's like when I see empty streets and everything, it makes an emotional sort of image in your head, and it makes me wonder, what was this place like when it wasn't a ghost town, when it was alive and bustling and there were people here, there were people living here? What happened to make it become a ghost town? But that's probably it. I think why this place is a ghost town. Probably go exploring, wondering if this place is haunted, take pictures. That's probably what I would do. But thank you for the question, and we move on to, I think, the last question this week, and it comes from The One True Flame, and this is actually not the last question, second to the last, okay. But he asked, what is your favorite horror movie? That's a hard one. I can't just single out one, but I promise you guys I wouldn't be undecisive this year. So, give me a second. Horror movie. I'd have to go with one of the Japanese horror movies, because, American horror movies like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, those kind of movies I don't find really scary. Actually, I find them funny, especially the Nightmare on Elm Street kind of movies, because Freddy's just really cool, I find those kind of movies entertaining more than scary, even though they're in the genre of horror. Not unlike the Japanese horror movies where, yeah, it's disturbing, very disturbing actually. And I think one of the ones that really had me nervous a little bit while watching it, a little unnerved, was Shudder. Excuse me. Okay, yeah, Shudder. Not the American version, the original Japanese version is what really got me. I think the story is what gets me because, how ghosts can appear in photographs, and then that this ghost is haunting him, and I don't know, just the way that the movie played out was scary to me a little bit. It was still entertaining, but there were parts where I was really just like, for those kind of moments. And I think it just has to do with the scary girl with the black hair covering her face. I see that, and I'm just like, like, I could barely look at the Grudge cover half the time because of the girl or the little kid, so I think that has something to do with it. Yeah, I'd have to say probably Shudder is my favorite for the scare factor, and I do like that movie too. There you go. Thank you very much for the question, and we move on to the last question for this week, and it comes from Chocolate Lab 006, and she's actually new to the Walk-In Talks. Welcome. Thank you for your question, and that question is, what's an April Fool's prank that was played on you or you played on someone else? Well, I've done some other pranks, like with neighbors. I'd have a universal remote and I'd stand outside their window and I'd change the channel, or I'd adjust the volume, or I'd turn it off, and they'd have to get up and change it, and I'd change it back. I've done that. I've also done, the worst one that I've ever done, and also the worst one that's ever been done on me, was the saran wrap over the toilet bowl. Yeah, like I've done that to somebody, and then someone else later on did that to me. Pee everywhere. It was nasty. That would probably have to be the worst one ever played on me. I've played a couple, like I said, the universal remote thing, whoopee cushion, air horning people like while they're sleeping. I've done that. I haven't put anything hot in people's food because I got a sensitive stomach when it comes to hot food. I can't eat that, so I'm just like, I don't want to do that to somebody else because I don't want that done to me. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I haven't gotten anything, drastic. Just the regular old school kind of pranks. I even used a whoopee cushion once just for a laugh. So there you go. Thank you for the question. And that's pretty much it for this week, so let's go ahead and find out who the tenant for this week is. Alright you guys, this week our new tenant of the week is Luigi's Mafia. I had to give him credit for the frog's head in the binder. That's a new one for me. I haven't heard that one, but that was a pretty good prank. And if you would like to see yourself in the box of awesome, all you have to do is answer the question of the week. This week's question is, if you could spend the day with one person, dead or alive, who would it be? What would you do? And why? Yes, took that off Danny. Thank you very much. Leave your answers in the comment section below or in a video response if you feel fancy like that. Other than that, you guys, updates go. I got the latest vlog uploaded. Kudos to Luke for helping me get the DeStorm intro. If you don't already know, because I posted it everywhere, so if you follow me, you should already know this. I met Kevin Smith in New Orleans on Saturday. And if you want to see that, check out the vlog. It's 2 parts, so expect to be watching it for like 30-40 minutes, I guess. But trust me, the ending of the vlog, the very end of it, well worth it. For me anyway, it's amazing. He did my sign off. So yeah, check that out. Other than that, last week I did the BEERIOS challenge. If you haven't seen that, link will also be at the end of this video. And I've actually been given a new challenge from Joe, so I'm trying to see if I can pull this one off. If not, we might change it. I don't know yet. But we're gonna be doing this back and forth challenge thing for a while. We're gonna probably start a new channel with a bunch of our other YouTube friends, and we're gonna just be challenging each other. So that's gonna be fun. So stick around, we might have that. Also, the first Believe in Fate podcast should be going up this Friday. I think I'm gonna make podcasts every Friday. I'm not sure. They're gonna be pretty random, but that should be coming later this week. I'll keep you posted. That's at my Tumblr. Also, link will be in the description. And that is about it. So thank you guys for tuning in for another walk and talk, even though we're inside. I hope you didn't mind the format, but if there's anything that I can say for recording inside is, hey, wind, you can suck it. You're not ruining my audio today. And I know, okay, you know, I probably jinxed myself. Next week the wind's probably gonna be so bad at the park. Anyways, thank you guys again for joining me, and let's hope I start feeling better soon so that I can be out and doing the walk and talk next week like normal. But other than that, you guys, I want each and every one of you to know that all of you are the best friends and subscribers in the entire world. And as always, guys, keep on vlogging.